All right, Fallout. Wow, Fallout. The show was. I am so glad. I'm so glad it was in Jonathan Nolan's hands. Like, so when I heard it was being made, I was like, I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch that because The Last of Us was a disappointment. There were some episodes I liked, but for the most part, it was a disappointment altogether. And I was just like, we don't even need live adaptations of video games. We don't need that. The games themselves are already an amazing story on their own. They feel like movies when you watch the cutscenes. And when you play, you get sucked into the characters and what's going on. So we don't need that. Then I saw the trailer. The trailer was fire. But it was like they could just be showing us all the moments that we need to make it feel like it's Fallout. Because it looked and felt like Fallout in the trailer, right? It was a long trailer too. The first one was like 4 minutes, something like that. And um, then I saw who was directing it and producing it. Jonathan Nolan. Now he did Westworld and he did Interstellar. He did a lot of stuff, but those are the two ones I'm highlighting. But specifically Westworld. And I highlight Westworld number one because he did an incredible job at Westworld. And yeah, the last two seasons weren't as good as the first two seasons. The first three, I forgot, it was 5 or 4? I don't remember. But I overall just loved Westworld because what he did was every episode looked and felt like a fucking blockbuster movie. And the environments for his worlds, they look real and believable. Sometimes these are real places, but it's just like the way he built his sets on these terrains and stuff, and it just looks real. So I was like, if anybody can make the world of Fallout look believable, it's Jonathan Nolan. The other reason I bring up Jonathan Nolan and Westworld is Fallout 4. It had Westworld inspired parts of The Institute, which technically the game came out before the Westworld TV show, but the Westworld movie came out decades before Fallout 4 did. So technically technically Westworld did it first. But they had the whole, like, it just felt like Westworld in The Institute, and the way they made the synths. It was the same exact technology that Westworld used to make the robot people. I forgot what they're called in Westworld. But yeah, the point is he did Westworld, and Fallout 4 had a lot of Westworld stuff too. And I was like, this guy, it's perfect. It's his calling to make this fucking show. And he killed it. Everybody killed it. The writers killed it. Everybody else worked. The cast was incredible. This whole show was just phenomenal, for real. Every actor did a good job with the character they played. You know, what was the ghoul's name? Because it's called him the Ghoul, but his last name was Howard, right? This is a celebrity dude. He did an incredible job. And I'm used to seeing him on stuff like Righteous Gemstones. What was it, Ant-Man and the Wasp? We've seen him do funny stuff. He was in Principals too, right? Yeah, Vice Principals. And he killed it doing this serious role, man. He killed it as the Ghoul, man. That dude killed it. And then the girl, Ella Purnell, I remember her from Yellow Jackets, which I love Yellow Jackets. She killed it as the Vault Girl, as Lucy. Lucy's character, her character growth, you know, how much she changed throughout being in the wasteland and stuff. She did a good job portraying that ignorance and innocence. And then Maximus, I don't know him, the guy who plays him, but I mean, he looked familiar, but I looked him up. I don't know anything he's been in. I don't watch that stuff, but he did a great job because he really got me to hate Maximus. I really did not like his character. He did a great job because it takes a good actor to make you feel a certain way about a character. He did a great job. And, you know, I did gain somewhat more respect for Maximus with his character growth towards the very, very end, but still, just the way he was in the beginning, he was just annoying and, you know, he was just annoying. He was just annoying and just a little annoying motherfucker. Just everything he did, I did not respect. That was great. The show was just great. Fallout was great. And the way they, you know, gave the history of the Vault, that was interesting, and making the bad guys, and it reminded me of Fallout 4 with everybody being from the Vault Tech being what's it called? In stasis, asleep for 2 centuries. That was great. Reminded me of Fallout 4 when you went into stasis with other people. It felt like Fallout. And the good thing was I was able to watch this as a standalone thing because Fallout, it's create your character, and yeah, there is a story, an underlying story to each game, but for the most part, it's go out in the world and do what the fuck you want and make your story. So there's not really a story to truly compare it to, which is why this works. Like Last of Us, there's a story to follow, with facts to stick to compare to. And Fallout's not like that. It's very free, so it's easy to make its own, make it a standalone story about the Fallout world, which is what he did, and it was just great. I never played Fallout 1 or 2, so I don't know if you've been to California, but I played 3 and 4, which I loved. And 3, I think you were in Washington. And 4, I forget where you are in 4. But yeah, the Fallout world affects every state in the country, so you could pick any other state that's not in the game and just make your own story. It was almost perfect, almost, because nothing's perfect. I wanted to see more, creatures from the wastelands, but I understand, you gotta save stuff for the following seasons. All we got was a Gulper and a Ghoul. And the feral ghouls we got looked pretty human. I want to see the real feral ghouls, the ones that are hard to kill, they're butt naked, and they're hiding in the basements and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Or like in Fallout 4, I think there's like a jacked up one or something like that. It's been a feral ghoul for too long, something like that. I want to see some of those. The Death Claw, we got the Death Claw skull. I was hoping to see the Death Claw. But yeah, just the way everything, the way the story played out, and it kind of felt like the game, because just like the games, you go on your journey, you go outside, you do stuff, you make some choices, you get your teammates. Oh yeah, there were no super mutants either. Super mutants either. But yeah, you get your teammates, then you start figuring things out, and then you got to take down the superpower. And it always ends. Every game, at least Fallout 3 and 4, always end with you. Well, not with you, but the Brotherhood fighting another powerful organization, and then you got to choose a side. And same thing here, the Brotherhood versus Moldaver. And my last thought is just like Moldaver, that character, another great actress, did a great job. Was so interesting, that twist on the truth with Moldaver and her father Hank. I would have loved to see Moldaver's story. Like, how is she alive 200 years later, what was her life like during the time that she was awake? What did she do when she made, what was it, the new California Republic? All that, I would love to see that. I would prefer she didn't die, because she seemed like the most important, interesting character with the craziest background, and we only got like a brief bit of it on the surface. So hopefully they'll give more backstory to her in the future seasons. But yeah, for me, Fallout TV show, 10 out of 10, for real.